Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Many a True Nerd, and welcome back to Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator, a game which I adore this. I don't know why. It's you know, the frame rate collapses and it's buggy and there's all sorts of things to go wrong in it, yet it's just so bloody charming, I love it. They've added a whole bunch of new units and some new maps and stuff, so I figured out this is a very good opportunity to have one grand epic battle to the death for the fate of the universe. Because why not, eh? So yeah, a few things they've added in: a modern city map, which is alright, a volcano, which is a terrible idea because it's full of, like, you know, steep cliffs and stuff, and these units are very good at just falling off the edge of cliffs and falling to their deaths. But the world of Imperium, now this one's pretty darn cool. Get out of the way, US soldiers, just for a second at least. Yeah, this one I quite like. It's got itself some nice stuff here. There's a nice little town in the centre. There's a massive Roman amphitheatre thing over here. There's bridges. You've got to be careful with bridges in this game. You've got to be very careful with bridges. But actually, this map's pretty bloody cool. So I think on this battlefield, we shall decide the fate of the world in a final climactic duel between good and evil. So, heading up the forces of good, of course, that well-known civilizing force of civilization and so forth, the ancient Greek faction, the don't ask, they still haven't fixed that. But yes, the Romans, absolutely great force of civilization, bringing law and order. Their law's still the basis of our legal code in many countries to this day. Marvellous Romans. So naturally, they begin guarding the Colosseum over here, the lovely little island Colosseum. They'll start off by guarding that and moving forward to attack the forces of evil. And as for Team 1 of Team Evil, let's just set them as Team 2. Obviously, it wouldn't be evil if there weren't orcs involved, so nice fantasy orcs showing up as well. So let's give them a nice healthy number. Orcs are tough, but orcs do, you know, traditionally come in a great big swarm, so let's just give them 8,000 orcs and have them marching through the forest down here towards the bridge, looking to capture this here city. This is like the final bastion of civilization or like something. So the orcs are coming for that. Let's just make sure. You've got to be very careful laying out your troops, by the way, because yeah, if you lay them out too thin, they will just run straight into the river. Some of these guys will just run straight into the river anyway, but it's fine. I'm sure it's all under control. Now, those Romans are going to need some fire support, naturally enough, so let's give them some archers to back them up over here on Team 1, actually. Make sure they're on the right team. So we're going to have some archers ready to back up the Romans for some supporting fire to give them a bit of an advantage against the orcs. Otherwise, the orcs will be able to chew through those Romans a little too easily. Archers not so powerful, so let's make sure there's definitely a healthy number of them on the field. Next up in the axis of evil, it is the Persians, of course, part of the barbarian factions that try to snuff out democracy and civilization in Greece. Though admittedly, most of the sources we have about the Persians are from the Greek point of view, so, you know, maybe a little bit biased. So I'll have them coming up here from the north. That should be fine. They should be able to pathfind their way round to this here bridge. You know, hopefully. Meanwhile, over on Team Good, of course, it wouldn't make sense if there was Persians on the field not to have some Spartans standing against them. Let's just bring some nice Spartans in here. And it wouldn't be Spartans if there weren't 300 of them set, in fact, to hold their position, hold the bridge against the Persians. But of course, it wouldn't be fair if the Romans got archer support and the Axis of Evil didn't have any indirect fire support of its own. And that means we'll be bringing in the Nazis to support the Persians. The difference with these versus the other armed troops in this game, by the way, because these are new, they're slightly weaker in terms of their damage, but they have slightly longer range. You don't need many of them, by the way. These troops are very tough indeed than the ones with the guns. So you only need, you know, 1,000 of those to back up the Persians, but we'll have them, you know, a little bit further back. We'll have them just a little bit further back here, you know, just so they can't get involved too bloody quickly. Maybe we'll have you more like, yeah, we'll have you up here, I'd say. That'll be perfectly fair. You'll probably find your way down. But of course, you can't have Nazis without the US of World War II showing up to fight them, naturally enough. So we're also going to have 1,000 backup troops coming here, arriving to help out the Alliance of Good, coming down here from the south. And as for the final member of the Axis of Evil, well, it wouldn't be evil if there weren't some flipping zombies and if Team Evil wasn't represented. We're going to have runner zombies, nice faster zombies, but I'd say as they're zombies, they deserve a good healthy number of them showing up at the end of the day. So, at the end of the day, yeah, there needs to be enough left over to take out the zombie horde. Actually, I don't want these to be runner zombies or normal zombies. Yeah, runner zombies are obviously a lot faster, but they lose the ability to convert anyone they bite and convert into one of their own. So, maybe, actually, what we ought to do is we ought to actually keep some normal... Yeah, let's keep them as normal zombies. Let's keep them as normal zombies, but gift them an extra 5,000. So there's 15,000 zombies on the field. So unquestionably, the Alliance of Evil has the numerical advantage here. The Alliance of Evil... Actually, the Alliance of Evil has, like... They've got, like, 30,000 troops, versus the good guys only have, like, yeah, 10,000. Maybe I'll give some slightly increased numbers to the Alliance of Good to help them out. Maybe just, you know, a handful more Romans, a few more archers. That seems fair. There, that now seems fair. The Alliance of Evil now has about 25,000 men in it versus about 12,500 for the Forces of Good. Because isn't good often actually outnumbered in this world? Yes, that seems perfectly fair to me. Marvellous. So, World of Imperium, everyone is just going to move and attack who they can, of course, within their teams. No, make sure you're Team 2. Yep, Team 1, Team 2. Everyone attacking, apart from the Spartans, whose job it is to hold the bridge, because, you know, they're Spartans. It's what they do. Other than that... Let's see what we've got going on here. So, the frame rate looks lovely and high, like, ish, for now, while it's loading the units. That's not gonna bloody last. Here we are. There's the Romans all loaded in, ready to go. Beautiful. Lots and lots of lovely, lovely Romans. And yes, indeed, the force, technically led by the orcs, probably a bad idea. Technically, yes, is about double what we've got here. I have carefully placed these guys so that they don't, you know, immediately die by falling off a cliff or whatever. Because, yeah, if you put them in the wrong position, they will all die immediately. Oh, the frame rate's already gone down. The frame rate's already gone down. It's 7 AM right now. Here we go. There's our Roman forces. There's the archers to back them up round this way. Yep, there's the US troops ready to swing in to support, but... over in the distance, that's where things start getting a little bit on the dice. Oh, there's the Spartans, of course. Over here, yes, indeed, we have got orcs hiding in the forest there, ready to start sweeping in. Orcs hidden in the forest. The Persian masses here, and behind them, the zombie horde, and also Nazis. It's basically, yeah, it's the forces of King Cyrus, and then Nazis, and then zombies. A truly, truly terrifying alliance there. Marvellous. The reason I haven't done anything with this rather cool castle up here, by the way, is, yeah, they're very bad at pathfinding their way down it. Like, you know, if you start something up here and tell it to get involved in the battle, basically they'll lose about half their strength just dropping down these here cliff faces. So that's not a particularly good idea. Still, press K, start the battle, and the frame rate's probably going to tank even... Actually, it's holding up about 10. I'm quietly impressed there. So, the Spartans are indeed holding position right here. The Spartans will hold this bridge to the last man, and they will do a damn good job of it too. Spartans extremely good. Admittedly, the enemy could just walk slightly around them. But hopefully, the enemy don't do that. That would be unfortunate if the enemy actually did that. Any minute now, we should start seeing orcs starting to come out of the forest. Basically, this is going to be a race to the bridge. It just depends... who's going to get to the bridge first? And it looks to me like unless the Romans really, really get a move on... Oh, in come the Romans. In come the Romans, yeah. If the Romans can bottleneck the orcs at or kind of around the bridge, the archers behind them will give the Romans a chance until the Americans actually get into play. That depends how many Romans go in which direction and where the Americans decide to go first. In come the Roman legions. About 7,000 strong in the end. The USR... Are they actually making it onto the bridge? Possibly the US have managed to lose a few, but mostly they're making it onto the bridge. Alright, you can see the orc numbers are starting to go down. That's probably orcs who are throwing themselves into the water because the pathfinding in this game is not always spectacular. But in we go. Romans just charging straight through the town here, finding their way through, though obviously they're being slowed down by it. The Romans who are coming here are doing a better job. If the orcs are taking damage by throwing themselves into the water, that probably means, yes, the first of the orcs have already made it over in this direction. So the first of the orcs have made it over, but it's not a huge number, and the orcs are doing a good job actually making it through. Now, in a straight slugging match, the Romans will be torn apart by orcs. That's why I gave them the archer support. So if they could just kind of, you know, get the orcs surrounded and bottleneck them on the bridge... Some of the Romans are actually being even stupider than the orcs right now. Romans, they took one look at the orcs and said, you know what? I'd rather drown, actually. So hopefully at some point they'll figure out to stop doing that. Yes, indeed. Now things are starting to look good here. Let's just back out here, get a bit of more of a bird's eye view. What's going on here? So, the Romans have done a good job bottlenecking up the Orcs. But the Orcs have huge numbers, and in a straight slugging match, the Orcs will definitely win. We just have to wait for the archers to arrive. But they should be arriving pretty soon. It's 11 AM now. Let's move over to the other side of the battlefield, see if anything's going on with the Spartans yet. Oh, yes. The Persians are very much in position. The Persians have started trying to cross the water, and it looks like a couple of Nazis have made it to the front as well, because anything that's firing in this part of the world is most definitely Nazis. The Spartans are now being shot at by the Nazis, but they'll be able to stand up to it for quite a while, and they're doing an excellent job just murdering those Persians. Actually, it would appear the archers have at least, in part, decided to come over in this direction. Just zoom out here. Yeah, quite a few of the archers are making their way over in this direction, and some of them immediately falling to their deaths. But with archer support, the Spartans will be able to hold here for quite some time. But with the Nazis firing in, they're going to be screwed over sooner or later, at least until the Americans start arriving. Without counterfire from the Americans, the Nazis will be able to take out the Spartans, unfortunately. So, Sparta's days are limited, but you can definitely see the gap is closing. There's still 20,000 of the Axis of Evil here, but the Romans have got these guys actually not quite bottled up. Right now, there is still an opening for the Orcs to kind of get around and through. The Romans really need to close that gap pretty damn quickly, otherwise that's going to start causing severe problems for them. But they've got more coming in. They should be able to do that, but you can see the problem here. There's now Orcs free to just start running towards the town and cause other problems for the Romans. Now, where exactly are any of the archers support? No, it would appear the archers are not coming this way, and that means the Romans cannot hold here forever. Now, how are the Americans getting on? We just need to go and find ourselves the American troops. The American troops appear to be crossing open ground. Looks like they're actually heading for the other front, in fact. They're actually heading around that direction, as indeed are some Romans. So more enemies than I thought are actually being pulled over in this direction. Probably they saw Nazis and just thought, you know what? There's only one thing to do with Nazis. We're going over there and we're going to take them down. So there's a good amount of archers going on here. The archers are actually doing a good job here. Yes, the archers are indeed doing a good job. And the forces of evil's numbers are definitely falling faster right now. Probably mainly on this side. The damage that's being taken to the Roman team, however, is the Romans themselves. They can't stand up to Orcs forever. And then you can see now, the Nazis are now definitely all in range of the Spartans and are just firing into these Spartan numbers. How are the Spartans doing? Oh, yeah. It's no longer quite the slaughter it was. There are a lot of dead Persians, but the Spartans are being worn down here. Particularly, you can see, yeah, it's obviously where we've actually got ourselves fire from the German side. The bullets are hitting these guys, and they're slowly being worn down. Luckily, there's some Romans here ready to just toss themselves into the river and drown themselves. That's probably not helping, guys. Whatever. But for the time being, the blockade is holding. The Spartans are doing their job. They are holding the Persians in position, while the archers just shoot those bastards dead. So, how many more Persians are left at this point? There's a healthy number, but it's not actually that flipping many. So, in time, they'll be worn down. There's only so many left. However, the big problem is, yes indeed, the Nazis are still over here, and behind them, the zombie horde is starting to make its way up. Unfortunately, there needs to be a nice bit of firepower ready to take on the zombies, because these zombies, they are brutal. They will win large amounts of fights, because yeah, if they can just get on top of anyone, then that's a lot of zombies, by the way. Then yeah, if they can just get on top of you, they can start converting you to their own. There needs to be enough American and archer fire support left at the end of the day to take out these zombies, or the zombies are going to win. So even though things are looking good, the Alliance of Good right now, yeah, when those zombies arrive, they need to have cleared out the Persians, and ideally, the Americans need to have cleared out the Nazis as well. Let's check how things are going for the Romans on the other front, because those poor guys have been left alone at this point, and that's not great for them. Have they managed to actually close the gap and bottle up the Orcs? It looks like they have, actually. Yes, it would appear. And they've got some support coming in. They have definitely got some support coming in. There are now archers here. Oh, yes. There are most definitely archers here. Let's get involved in the action here. Right. Get down here to an archer. So we're now getting down involved in the action. Here we are. Battle cam. Just get forward here. Yes, now indeed. Now the Romans have a chance. With archer support and a few bullets tossed into. There's definitely some Americans here. They've managed to drive the Orcs back onto the bridge. Now the Romans can just keep them bottled up indefinitely. Let's just fire in there. hopefully do some damage at some point. Just, you know, fire in, get closer. There we are. I did some damage. I did 33 damage to someone. Archer's not doing much damage, but they'll add to the DPS of the Romans quite significantly. 33 more. Let's get a kill. Get a kill if I can. Just, you know, keep firing in. Keep firing in, little Archer man. It's fine. There we are. You are helping. Admittedly, you're probably not hitting the same guy over and over. Orcs have a lot of health, by the way. This little poor soldier, this poor archer, he's only got 100 health. If the Romans fall, then these guys will be torn to shreds afterwards. Because this guy, he's only got 100 health. Hang on, let's go over to a Roman here. Find ourselves a Roman. No, that's an archer again. Yeah, these Roman soldiers, they've only got 135 health. They don't hit that hard. But these orcs back here, they've got 500 health and they hit a lot harder too. So, as a result, yeah, eventually, they will just be able to chunk their way through the Romans. But with enough arrow support, hopefully we'll be able to hold them in check. So, this front's actually looking pretty good at the moment. Those archers doing excellent, excellent work. But you've got to say, there's still flipping 17,000 of the Axis of Evil. Though the Persians... Oh, the Persians are almost dead. Oh, but I think the Spartans are actually almost completely dead. I think, actually, the Spartans are pretty much gone. And the zombies are here. Oh, no. Oh, the zombies are here. And they're actually getting on top of the archers. There's not enough firepower to take out the zombies. And that's a real flipping concern. Because how did you get hit so quickly? Blimey, there's just a few of them. Actually, there's not a huge number yet. The main horde's back there. This is just a few that have managed to get on top of these guys. But if they manage to get on top of these guys, then that's going to be a zombie army. Very, very soon indeed. In fact, actually, I suspect there's only like a few that made it over. The rest of these guys were originally... Okay, we need to get down and help. We need to get down and support. Where are some American soldiers? I need to get inside an American soldier right now and assist. No. Doesn't know there's actually any American soldiers here. This right here is just Nazis shooting the hell out of poor, poor archers while the zombies just feast on their flesh. I'm not sure there's any Americans here at all. Now that's a big problem because now all of a sudden the Axis of Good, their number is actually going down faster than the Axis of Evil. The zombies have gone on top of these guys way, way faster than we wanted to happen. Unfortunately. Right, guys, we need to take out the zombies. Zombies, just take them out. Take them out, that's right. Take out all of these here zombies. That's right. Back away while you're doing it. I died. Oh dear, I probably became a zombie afterwards too. Yeah, archers versus zombies, when the zombies have got on top of them, that's not going to work. Okay, we've got maybe one chance here. One flipping chance, which is... You guys, if I become this guy, I need to rally these guys and get them out of here. So, rally all of you. All of you need to just basically follow me immediately. So all of you, if we can, we need to get out of here, leave the front line to the Romans, provide fire support like we're doing sensibly on the other side of the battlefield. So come on, guys, let's get out of here. Everyone follow me. I'm just kind of stuck in the middle of a crowd right now. There we are, good. Now we can get up to the high ground. Stay away from the Nazi fire. Get far enough away from all of the zombies that we can hopefully shoot them down. So, I'm repositioning my archers up on the high ground right now. If we're lucky, some of you guys will have actually decided to follow me. Some of them are trying to follow me, but unfortunately they're kind of stuck in a fight. And many of you have tragically become zombies. Okay, unfortunately this front has pretty much collapsed at this point. We can take out a handful of zombies, sure, but there's bloody, whoa, there were 15,000 of them. I think the number is... Their numbers are still going down. It's still about half the same number. I've been killed. What even killed me? Probably a stray shot from a flipping Nazi. We need the Americans in here. The Americans are now the only hope. We need American fire support coming in to support and take out this zombie threat. 'Cause otherwise, that's a problem that's just going to get worse and worse and flipping worse. And if the zombies can get on top of the flipping Romans, they will just be turned into zombies too. Right, this is not looking good for the forces of good. Things looking pretty good over here, though. This is... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, the Romans have actually pushed their way across the flipping bridge. This number of arrows, these orcs are looking pretty bloody screwed, actually. Very, very good indeed. These orcs cannot make progress. But... Okay. There's one hope left at this point. It's if there's enough indirect fire left on this front, then if these guys can just clear out the orcs, then they can turn their attention to the zombies. If the zombies can't get here in time, then potentially the orcs might be able to fall first. But just a handful of Romans running over to try and relieve this front one at a time, that is not going to work. That's just going to work against them. There's just going to be more and more flipping zombies. And it looks like... Yes... It would appear the Nazis have taken the flipping bridge. Now, some zombies, quite a few zombies, will potentially be actually killed as they try and cross the river. In fact, actually, that's quite a lot of Persians, in fact. Not so many in the zombies, just some Persians who got stuck in the water. Quite a few will probably get stuck in the water. That does happen when they're trying to cross the bridges, unfortunately. So we might lose a few Germans, and every Nazi is precious to the Alliance of Evil. So every single one that happens to actually get killed trying to cross the river, that is a big loss to them, especially as we don't really know where the Americans are at this point. I'm not sure where the Americans have got themselves to. There's a whole bunch of Romans. But actually, there's still a huge bloody amount of Romans at the back here. Question then is, yeah, where have the Americans flipping got themselves to? Because I'm not seeing much in the way of bullets flying, with the exception of bullets flying from that direction over here. And that must be Nazis. So in which case, who's actually... Yeah, where are the Americans and why aren't they firing at anything right now? It's still about 2-1. Right now the gap is not closing. In fact, in absolute numbers, the gap is getting wider at the minute, I think. So... yeah, not looking good. There's 1,000 Nazis crossing the bridge, and nothing right now we can do with it. The Spartans, I think, were actually the first to fall. I think they fell just before the Persians were wiped out. So, Pyrrhic victory there, unfortunately. Plenty of zombies here. The Romans will be able to, well, in a one-on-one fight, Romans will absolutely be able to chop through zombies. But when every single dead Roman is equivalent to then a new zombie showing up, I'm not really sure that maths is going to stack up in the long run. The zombies have made it. Oh, the zombies are all the way over here. The zombies are now over here. I think this is actually the first zombie right flipping here. Now, if we're very lucky, it feels like actually this must be all the Americans round here. This must be all of them. It doesn't feel like there's enough to, in terms of like the number of bullets in the air, for it to be a full 1,000. But this must be where the flipping Americans all are. So that's fine. With that much firepower, then hopefully they can clear out the orcs. The only question is, yeah, can we clear out the orcs in time to actually turn all our fire on the zombies? Because this much firepower on the zombies can still win. But it's going to be flipping tight because at this point, oh, it's under 7,000 for the forces of good. But there's still flipping 15-odd thousand for the forces of evil. Where are the zombies right now? The zombies need to be taken out. If they're just coming in bits and bobs, then the Romans will be able to defend themselves and take out some zombies. You can see there, they can get over there, they can take out some zombies, and yeah, there's one zombie down, there's another zombie down. Yeah, just if it's just a few zombies, the Romans can handle this. They've got, you know, a chance to block, they've got more health, they've got more powerful attacks. They can take out the odd zombie, but when the horde itself rolls up, that's when things are going to start getting difficult, unfortunately. Now, who's this over here? Is that Nazis that have now crossed the bridge? Yeah, that's the Nazis. The Nazis and their zombie allies are now on this side of the bridge. And that is not good at all. And there's an awful lot of zombies yet to come. That is only the very, very tip of the spear of the zombies over there. There are zombies all the flipping way back. It is zombies. Oh, no, that's not... Oh, no, that is zombies. I thought that was bushes, but no, that's zombies. There are still zombies this far back from the front. It is now midnight. It is technically a brand new day at this point. So, let's turn our attention now to the only real place where there's a proper front. The only real front now is where the orcs are. But the real question is, yeah, if the Germans can get up to that front fast enough, then the Germans, with their firepower, might be able to do a lot of damage to the archers before this force can clear out the orcs. But as soon as the orcs are dead, all of these forces, oh yeah, the orcs are looking really, really in trouble. And now, as there's fewer and fewer of them, the firepower is more and more concentrated. I wasn't expecting the orcs to actually go down first. To be honest, I was expecting the orcs to kind of, you know, be held up really nicely by the Romans, but for the Germans to get over in plenty of time. But the Germans are getting over, actually. You can definitely see there is firepower coming over there. Now, in terms of Nazis versus Romans, the Nazis will have it easily, but enough Romans might be able to distract them at least for a little bit. The orcs are now being worn down. As soon as these orcs are worn down, then this massive, massive horde will immediately turn its attention over there to that front. Though there won't be a bridge to bottleneck anymore. The orcs were taken out because they were bottlenecked to the bridge. When it comes to the zombies and the Nazis, they've lost that chance. They can't bottleneck them anymore. But then Nazis, you couldn't really bottleneck either because they would basically shoot you if you tried to bottleneck. But the zombies can't be bottlenecked, and it looks like the last of the orcs are about to go down. Battle swinging not exactly in favour, I'd say. Yes, indeed. And the fire stops. Now, the Romans are... The Romans who got this side of the bridge are now running down and going to drown themselves. The things they've seen, man. The things they've seen. They just couldn't live with it anymore. Now, this entire force is now going to turn its attention over here to the approaching Nazi horde. So, enough Romans can probably, you see there, some Romans are actually, yep, there it is. One Roman just stabbed one flipping Nazi there. And if it's just a handful of zombies, the Romans can handle it. Down here, this is actually going pretty well. There goes one zombie down. And this Roman is, nope, that Roman's been converted into a zombie. This Roman's just... Are you joining up with the Nazis? Because don't. No, he's just going for a zombie. He really wants that zombie to go down. He should probably turn his attention to the Nazis. If the Romans can use their sheer weight of numbers to take out the Nazis, then as a result, the archers and the Americans have a chance, just a small chance, against the zombies. The problem is, we can almost say that, like, any survivors of the actual flipping, the Roman Orc War at this point, they're as good as converted. Though in come the numbers now, they're coming in big numbers, and I'd say the Nazis are probably spread out enough that the Romans can now overrun their position. Now, this is very, very good indeed, because who's actually overrun the actual Americans? I don't think anyone has so far. If the Romans can take out the Nazis, then that means the Americans have a chance to take out the zombies. And would that not be marvellously good news? Yeah, there's a lot of indirect fire in terms of the archers here. The archers, not exactly powerful. It's like a 33 shot. How much actual health does a zombie have, by the way? Let's go find a zombie. Shouldn't be too difficult. There's a lot of them over here. Potentially, if the zombies can be pushed back over this bridge, that would be marvellously good news. So, zombies have 160 health. So zombies, it takes 5 arrows to knock them down. So, not nothing. 3 AM, a really, really bloody early dawn. Not sure where in the world we are, but yeah, apparently, there's the beginning of dawn at 3 AM. Now, the problem is, yeah, the forces of evil, it's now almost become 3 to 1. I'm saying things are looking good for the forces of good, but there's a lot of zombies here. There's a lot of zombies here. They've still got quite a bit of Nazi support. Not much, but as the zombies start piling in more and more numbers, they can just convert more and more of this Roman army into flipping zombies, and that is not good at all. One-on-one, Romans will take out zombies really, really flipping nicely, especially with archer support, but this many zombies, I'm not sure it's gonna work out here. 4,600 of the Alliance of Good. Alliance of Evil still has over 12,000 men, and they've definitely still got guns here. You can see, but actually not much. It's not much. Not many guns are firing. It might just be the final few Nazis. The Nazis, I think, have almost been defeated. But the real problem is... actually, there's a big group of zombies here. Probably, in all fairness, this is actually probably not actually original zombies. This is probably the original force of archers and Spartans that were partly converted into zombies. If we can just stay on top of that... Oh, is that another group of... Oh, no. No, that's far too many zombies there. Right, the Romans need to be careful here. If they just get stuck in a really little kind of scrappy fight one-on-one, they're just going to basically sacrifice everything. And it looks like the Romans have kind of got themselves stuck and bunched down here. They really need to be going in big solid numbers as quick as they can in this direction. Let's see if we can actually just kind of get a few of them up there. You, my good man, yeah, you, archers, I'd like you all to follow me, please. So, all of you, yeah, all of you, I need you to come with me. We're going to relieve our friends. Come on, lads, with me to the front. There's still, yeah, there's a bit of fire going up in the air there. There's definitely still some flipping Nazis, but not many left. So at this point, hopefully... You guys all still with me? Yep, I'm bringing a lot of strength with me now. Guys, over we come. In towards the dawning sun. Get on top of the hill. Leave them there. That's absolutely 100% fine. Oh, I like this game. This game's a good game. Despite how ridiculous and stupid and technically broken it is half the time, it's a damn good game. I like this game. Right, that should be fine. What's waiting for us over the hill? What's waiting for us over the hill is, yeah, all we need to do is just bring more and more flipping archers. So, pull you guys out of here. Load of Romans coming this way. Load of archers. If we can just concentrate fire. We just need to concentrate enough indirect fire, supported by enough Romans simultaneously. Though honestly, I'm not even sure having Romans on the front line at all is a good idea. I mean, if a Roman can kill, on average, 2 zombies or more before he himself is converted, then it is worth having Romans on the front line. But to me, it kind of feels like, yeah, looking at the number of orcs remaining, it's technically Team Orc, of course, the number is steady. The numbers, I mean, it's going down, like, probably at a macro level, but it's looking fairly stable to me, whereas Team Good is most definitely losing out, and now it's almost 4-1 outnumbered. I was hoping that there was going to be enough here. There would actually be enough indirect fire left alive to take out the zombies, but it's feeling to me like, oh, that's not looking good at all. Yeah, the Romans' best chance was really to push the zombies back to the river and hold them here, bottleneck them on this bridge. Doesn't look like that's going to be a thing at all. Looks to me like there's... Oh, hello. I think there's still a couple of Nazis back at the bridge too. Didn't actually go forward with the others. So, whatever is still around here, might still be just a handful of the odd Roman or something. Not sure. I think it might have just been eaten by a zombie. If there's still a few Romans here, the Nazis are picking them off. But the Nazis are not the problem anymore. The Nazis have been pretty effectively dealt with by the Romans. The only question is, what happened to the Americans? Where are the Americans? I mean, who actually took them out? Because they definitely weren't right on the front line, because they're indirect troops. So they will end up... Bloody hell. So they will actually end up, like, you know, staying at the back and firing in, like the archers did. And we know where the archers all ended up. So where do the Americans end up? I mean, I guess because they've got slightly shorter range than the Germans, they might have tried to get into the fight and been picked off by the Germans. That might have been why there didn't seem to be that many Germans. Possibly the Americans already sacrificed themselves to take out the Germans. There's... Oh, dear. Oh, no. Oh, guys, this doesn't look good. There's another big... How many flipping zombies around here? Oh, dear. There used to be a very, very healthy number of Romans in this part of the world. This is where all the flipping reinforcements and the last minute emergency reserves were. But unfortunately, the zombies have eaten their way through them, and these Romans don't stand a flipping chance. And there's even, just to add insult to injury, there's just a Nazi at the back. And I think this is going to be the first zombies that have really made it to the town unopposed. Oh, the bastion of civilization has fallen to the undead. Oh, this is tragic. This is tragic. In they go. In they go, and this is it. The last of the Romans on this side of the map. Who's going to be the last one? Actually, there's still an archer here as well. The last one's running. He's running for it. No. No, 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 no. You have to stand and fight. Sorry, but you're standing and fighting. So, in we go, in we go, in we go. For glory! For Caesar! And they don't even care. They don't seem to care. Right, stab him, stab him, stab him. I got killed immediately. Well, you know. There's a reason these guys are winning. I may have given the other team too many zombies, but I was thinking more flipping Americans would still be alive. And tragically, yeah, our indirect fire, I don't think we've got enough archers. I mean, we've got enough archers. If we could have just actually clogged them at a bridge in the same way as we did with the orcs, there might have been a chance. But at this point, while there are a very, very healthy number of Romans here, it's now got to... Oh, yeah. Sadly, Team Zombie remains at 12,000. It's pretty much converting every single time the Romans goes down at this point. As I think it was basically... Well, actually, there's still a few Nazis. But pretty much every Roman that goes down, that's +1 to Team Orc. Oh, no. But you've got to say, the Romans did not go out without a fight. They are charging in bravely to the flipping zombie horde that keeps eating all of their friends, which is lovely. There's a lot of indirect fire coming in here, but yeah... In all fairness, I think the number of... Yeah, the numbers of Team Orc is now, I think, trending very slowly upwards. Very slowly, but it's definitely trending upwards. Meanwhile, yeah, now it's almost 1,500 to flipping 12,000. And sadly, if the Romans did a better job clearing out, like, all of the Nazis when they were actually charging forward, then... That would actually maybe have gone a bit better if they could have cleared out all the Nazis. I'm really wondering where the Americans got themselves to. I can only assume they were killed in a shooting match with the Nazis fairly early on. Because, yeah. Or maybe like a few of them like fell into the water. Actually, that's something I can actually check. I'm going to check the bridge over here. Just to see if there's like any clear sign of like American corpses in the water. If they like just had some bad pathfinding, that would be... unlucky, but we're ready to see the corpses around here. Where's the bridge? This would be the bridge they tried to cross. No real sign of corpses. No, they definitely made it over the bridge safely. So in which case, just not really sure where they've got themselves to. Oh, I can't stand to watch. I can't stand to watch this, and that means I think maybe we should just give the Romans a bit of a hand. Let's just give them a bit of a hand, because of something I didn't really bother using last time in the game. So if I just basically tap N, I use my God power, which is a nuke. So let's just quickly drop a nuke over there. Lovely. Let's just pop another little nuke over here. There we are. Nice big nuke. There we are. That's more fair. That's suddenly a lot more fair, I'd say. So now we've still got us. That was, you know, slightly. Oh wait, hang on. I may have just slightly done too much there. The blast radius was... I think the blast radius was bigger than I was expecting. Yes, the blast radius there was much bigger than I was expecting. And the Nazis somehow survived. The Nazis survived the nuke. I mean, I think I've nuked, like... Yeah, I've nuked significant parts of the flipping Roman force too. But at this point, yeah, somehow these are actually completely rad-resistant Nazis. These Nazis have shown up and... yeah, now they're just basically taking out the Romans. Romans, charge! I've just accidentally potentially given you victory here. The archers firing, you know what? I kind of feel like, as I've just done that, I need to kind of, you know, even the score a little bit too. So we're just gonna finish off a handful of Romans on this side as well. How many of those did we just clear out? Yeah, quite a few. So now it's 700. Actually, where are they? Yeah, I can see this. I see there's Nazis. I see there's Nazis over there. That's fine. What happened to all of the undead? They were around... Here, hang on. Let's just zoom out here. Get a bit of a eye view of the battlefield. Everything around there is already dead. The undead who came through the town have already gone through the town. So I think this is about your lot at this point. And now there is hopefully enough. Yep, I think the archers, there's now just about enough going on. Oh, wait, hang on. No, I think I've seen this before. When you do a nuke, it turns the zombies completely invisible. So, down here, you see there's actually... These are now invisible zombies. These are now invisible zombies at this point. So, you know, obviously. Again, this game. I like this game. Right, go! Go! Attack! Attack that... No, I died. I died. Good, I'm a zombie. An invisible zombie, which is even more terrifying. So now there's just a handful of invisible zombies, which is what's holding the Romans in place. But I think they're starting to be... They're starting to be surrounded, and the archers have actually managed to take out most of the Nazis. Just a handful of Nazis left at this point. So, yep, okay, this is a handful. But if the Romans can just get through the swarm of invisible zombies, which I think they are doing... I think they are actually doing, then as a result, they should be able to turn their attention to... Come on, guys. At least one of you... Oh, actually, no, screw it. Go, go, go. That's right, that's right. Julianus Vatinius is stepping up, damn it. In he comes, in he comes. In his Brutii green. In his flipping Brutii green. Over here, he's found himself a flipping Nazi. And down he goes. You killed German soldier. You killed German soldier. And Julianus Vatinius goes in for the second. Oh, yeah. Superior technology, you say? Superior technology. No, Julianus Vatinius. He gave his life so that all of us might be free. The zombies are surrounded. They're surrounded. In fact, actually, I think when they go invisible, they lose the ability to create new zombies. I think. I'm not sure. It's kind of hard to tell. I don't see the number ticking up anymore. Yeah, now the number doesn't seem to be ticking up anymore. So I think when you nuke the battlefield, they go invisible and also can't regenerate anymore. So I've taken away their ability to do that. So that's nice. And now, with the final few zombies stabbed in the face, that leaves only a handful of Nazis over here. Only 7 Nazis left. And now the Romans want revenge. The Romans want revenge, damn it. Over here, the archers getting involved. 7 flipping Nazis left. 7 Nazis left and stabbed and stabbed and stabbed. Good old Rome charging forward, and it's the last one. There's only one left. There he is. Stab him in the face. And Team Romans is victorious, or kind of victorious. It's a bit of an odd font. It's a bit of an odd font. So basically, ladies and gentlemen, what we've learned here today is when you allow the forces of good and the forces of evil to face off against each other, the forces of evil very, very often win. So the forces of good should probably come prepared with superior technology so they can basically cheat, because that way they can win, and that's probably for the best. But of course, the real winner here would have been the zombies. The forces of evil, the acts of evil, would totally 100% have won. So as a result, it's probably appropriate that we do this. Sorry, Rome. There we go. Rome reduced to cinders. and therefore nobody wins. The Axis of Evil came in, ate everyone, and in the end, no matter what we tried to do, nobody won. And if you don't like that result, next time there's an election, go out and vote. That's right, voting. That's how you defeat evil in the real world, ladies and gentlemen. And on that bombshell, I've been John, this has been Many a True Nerd, and this has been Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator. This game is ridiculous, but I kind of love it regardless. Thank you very much, and goodbye. Wait, did people just vote out democracy? Hang on, what have you just done? Oh, go on, let's have the greatest Oktoberfest ever. Yay! Spain and Russia have announced a new alliance as a result of the warmongering of certain Central European countries. Oh, well, excuse me! My leader from now on, no weaklings will stand in the way of this country's path to glory. Oh, God, Germany, not again!